Yes, people, welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Make sure you are smashing the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and of course, get in the comment section today. A positive day ahead. Really, things are positive at Aston Villa. Luca Digne has signed a new contract. Another one is in the building. Another one locked in. Not a new signing, but we can still celebrate that news. John McGinn, is he going to get a new contract amid interest from other Premier League clubs? May have actually triggered Aston Villa to do something about that, which I find fairly interesting. We also got news about Morgan Rogers' injury, which he sustained last night against AS Roma. And finally, Emi Buendia. Let's talk about him. I've seen a few content creators, I've seen a few people discuss Emi Buendia. And for me, we need to chat. We need to have a talk. So let's get into tonight's show. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is well. Make sure you are smashing the like button. Let me know if you're in today, tonight, the morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this video, basically. And if you're on replay, then thank you for tuning in as well. Let's have a proper talk now. Let's have a proper talk because, look, the transfer window, we still haven't had Evan Guisson or Guisson or however you want to say it, coming and signing. We're still waiting out. He's meant to have his medical. That is the one piece of Villa news that everyone is waiting on, that everyone is sort of ready to see. We want the ink. We want him in that Villa shirt. We want it official. But we have to wait. We have to wait. So it's all about cementing our new squad. And I think that Luca Digne is a really interesting one. We're going to go into the details of the Luca Digne story in a minute. But with Luca Digne, Aston Villa had a decision basically to make. Do you get rid of Luca Digne, who's on 120k a week, let Ian Maatsen flourish, and Luca Digne then become second fiddle, or even we find a replacement and have someone like Illing Jr. as backup left back, or is Luca Digne simply too good to let go right now? Is Luca Digne simply too good to let go that we needed to extend him? We needed him to be a part of us, and we needed to do what is best for the club. For me, it's an interesting but smart decision when it comes to Luca Digne. And the reason I say that is the following. He and Maatsen are going to have a very interesting duel this week. This season. I'm going to come to the comments in a second, so big up to each and every one of you. Luca Digne and Maatsen are going to lock it down for another season in the Premier League. Is this good? Is this bad? Is this what we need? I want to know people's thoughts on that competition at left back. And again, my thoughts on this. If Luca Digne holds out Ian Maatsen for another season, that's 2 years of Ian Maatsen, development stunted, Villa not getting the ideal scenario situation out of a player of his calibre. But it also then shows what a top player Luca Digne is. So let's see what happens. Big up to you all. Let's all gather here today for Everton. Crazy times there. Big up to Brain News in the house. It's Birmingham versus Ipswich tomorrow. Come on, Ipswich. Absolutely. It'd be hilarious. Birmingham City are tipping themselves as favourites in that division. They think they're going to go up. They think they're going to smash it. Let's see how they start. Mcginn will go to Newcastle. Away the lads. No chance. Well, I don't know what you're smoking now, but share that around because that is absolute delusion. Big up to 1874. Big up to Krim with our new striker. Our squad is fine. We have 2 players competing in every single position. Buendia, if there's decent cash offer, then sell. And if not, may as well keep in the squad cover. Interesting. Definitely talk about Buendia later on today. Big up to Sai. Great to see you. Bongo's in the house as well. Nars also said, relax, mate. Plenty of time. You do realise the window's still open for a whole month and shuts at the 1st of September. Plenty of time, mate. No rush, don't panic. To be fair, I'm not actually talking about signings today. I'm actually not talking about signings. I'm talking about in-house situations. Bless you. That's first called a Villa talk today, not necessarily transfer talk. I mean, there's 1 or 2 transfer things I saw again today. Nicholas Jackson looking poised to go to either Spurs or Newcastle, which basically, again, tells me that Ollie Watkins is staying and Villa ain't going for that dusty player in him. So, yeah, Newcastle's in a little bit of a muddy situation here. Really are. Let's start on our guy, old Luca Digne then. I'm just, this one's been sort of speculated. And if you actually remember, Luca Digne has been talking in the press and the media for a while. He's been talking about that his future is uncertain. He's been talking about the fact that he's not sure what holds weight for him, and that he's basically said he would love to stay at the club, and he just needs it to happen. So the official signing is he looks really happy, by the way, to be a Villa player. He absolutely seems to love his time at Aston Villa, and look, the smile says it all. The smile says it all. He genuinely looks like he's really happy to be part of another season at Aston Villa, and who can blame him? Really, who can blame him? He's been a good servant, and he's now got that trademark caption, another one, which has gone down really well, and people absolutely love it. Look, for me, I was again. If you asked me at the start of the window, and you're hearing about SCR, and I was unaware that he was going to take this pay cut, I was a bit like, you know what? Why are we holding on to a player like you, Luca Digne? We're stunting Ian Maatsen. What are we doing here? The more I think about Luca Digne, him and Maatsen are two completely different players. Two completely different players. Luca Digne, for me, is so good at crossing the ball from deep, so good at putting on that pinpoint cross onto Ollie Watkins' head, and for me, offers a completely different threat. I'd also say that Luca Digne, for me, is a much better defender than Ian Maatsen. That's how I personally feel. However, going forward, Ian Maatsen for me is electric. He gets to the byline, he takes players on, he's got fast feet, he's got a yard of speed. Luca Digne is a completely different option. And that's good for Unai Emery. That's good for Unai Emery that he has two different options in that regard. But I think this is good competition, healthy competition, and it gives us something else. Right. A little bit of the article, if you haven't seen it. Aston Villa is delighted to announce that Lucas Digne has signed a new contract with the club. The defenders put pen to paper, keeping Villa to 2028. Quite a good deal, by the way. 3-year deal. Very good. Very good, actually. Dean joined the club in January 2022. Well, so this was a Gerrard signing again, wasn't it? Luca Digne. A French international as well, and as we know. But yeah, French international in Luca Digne. It's great. He's happy. And that's just a picture to take in and go, do you know what? We love it. So overall, I'm okay. I'm all right about it. I'm all right about it. Look, this was a Matty Cash transfer extension, contract extension. I'm on the ceiling. Luca Digne, absolutely happy for it. Absolutely happy for it. Right, let's go to some of the comments. Poor old Newcastle talker Sesko and Ekitike, now after Mcginn, now after absolutely 2/5 of Ethel. At this rate, Newcastle will be begging Callum Wilson to rip up his West Ham contract and come back. That's how bad it'd be. Hola, PC. ¿Cómo estás? Big up to you, my friend. Big up to British Columbia. He's a full international. Even now, a good player. How people want him gone is beyond me. Exactly. He's got quality and in set piece danger. But no, Guesson, Evan, as I like to call him, is not finalised. No official. He was meant to have his medical today, so we'll see. We'll see on that one. He needs to hurry up though. Do you know what I mean? He needs to hurry up. I think good. Dean has proven. Maatsen is our other choice. Strong options on the left. Right is weak as hell. Exactly. Look, exactly that. Our left is absolutely bolstered. And everything for me goes down our left. It has since the Grealish era. When you really think about it, everything's always gone down Villa's left since the Grealish era. Unfortunately, we had Matt Target at one point behind Jack Grealish, and that was never helpful. But Aston Villa have always been a lefty as opposed to a righty. And our right-hand side gets targeted. Even Roma last night targeted Matty Cash. And I just wonder sometimes, like, what can we do in this situation? We look set to have Cash, Bogard as our right back. But I still think, as I said on my watch along last night, I still see a world where Villa go and sign a centre half, and Konsa has to go do a shift at right back for a while. I really do. I really do. So there we go. Sean says we have two different profiles, which means we can change the game and our game as and when. Just wish he was on less. Yeah, this is the thing, right? Everyone keeps saying he's taking a pay cut. Obviously, these things haven't been officially announced or discussed. But I would love to know what fee he's on now. I really would. I would love to know the transfer fees on now. But yeah, we are going to come on to the Morgan Rogers story in a second. If we could get 35 mil from Mcginn and have someone line it as immediate replacement, I'd do it. Exactly that. But Matty Target, oh god, awful player, wasn't he spicy? Like that's what I said. Matty Target. And the funny thing is, as Ant said, do you hear what Newcastle have done with Matt Target? They left him at the airport in South Korea on their Asian tour. Absolutely nuts. How does that happen? How does a footballer with his team get left at the airport as they board a flight? How? How? But there we go. There we go. Disciples have said, since you noticed last game about the CB, I looked into it and cash has gone worse since Carlos leaving. We actually need a replacement CB for Carlos, 100%. Hence why I think Ezri could do a job for us. Right, let's get on to the Rodgers news. Do people want Rodgers or McGinn news next? But before we do that, can we reminisce about any other Villa left backs? Can you remember the player Jordan Amavi? I thought he was going to be excellent for Villa, and that never happened. But let's name some Villa left backs quickly in the chat while I load up the next story. Villa left backs that you've absolutely either terrible or loved. Give me some Villa left backs because Matt Target is just an absolute blast from the past, isn't he? Old Tiggs. I think that was his nickname, wasn't it? Tiggs. Tiggs, yeah, Target Tiggs. Big up to Michael Huggins. Hope you're well. It wouldn't surprise me if he took a pay cut because by offering him a 2-year extension, we're offering that security and settlement in the Midlands for him and his family. That's true. And they missed the target. That's actually quite funny. Michael says, am I the only one who thinks Fabrizio and David Arsenal are foot? Oh, they've had a lot of stinkers. Thing is with Fabrizio, and by the way, I can't knock the guy. He gets 1.2 million a year just for tweeting. Right? That's on top of his YouTube channel and X, Y, and Z and all the money that Man United pay him. Oops, did I say that? But basically, Fabrizio is one of these people that if he throws enough bullets, one of them will hit. And basically, he runs stories until one of them lands. The amount of misfires he's had is unbelievable. So people are onto him. He has to be a little bit careful. But yeah, I agree. Rodgers was taken off as a precaution. Apparently, he ran down the tunnel. It's all good. BC started his own humor show, comedy show in the chat, and we're a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of it. Steve Staunton, yes. Stephen Warnock, what a left back. Oh yes, Luna. Colin Gibson getting some love. Gareth Barrett's such a not left back, but yeah, he did start there a little bit. Amavi had a horrendous injury where on under 21 due to France's first season at SS Manzo. Yeah, it's a shame. I actually thought Jordan Amavi would have turned out well. What other left backs have we had? It feels like we've been short on left backs. Who came in around the Matt Target era? Luna was a great shout. Joe Bennett. Yeah, see, that's it. Keep naming some left back. I forgot about Joe Bennett in the Championship days. Damn. Who else? Who else have we had at left back? Who else has played left back for Villa? Because when you put it down to perspective, we've been blessed with two left backs and Luca Digne and Matson. When you absolutely deep it, we've been absolutely blessed by being spoilt with Luca Digne and Ian Matson. So yeah, I can't complain about that. I'm just trying to think. Wilfred Boomer, that's a great shout. That is a great shout. Big up to Captain Hindsight as well. Hope you're well. Boomer, what a shout that is. Well, yeah. He was more centre mid. Luke Young, he did a job out there. Alan Wright, yes, captain. Is Loon the one who went to Blues? No. No, I don't think he was. But I might be wrong. But anyway, J. Lloyd. Oh gosh, yes, J. Lloyd Samuel. Yuzi de la Cruz. J. Lloyd obviously. Does anyone watch that documentary on J. Lloyd Samuel? By the way, has anyone seen the Netflix documentary on J. Lloyd Samuel? Heidi and I watched it. Just a bizarre one. It's absolutely nuts. absolutely nuts. Lived 2 lives. They still think his death's a little bit suspicious as well. Yeah, has anyone actually watched that J. Lloyd Samuel documentary on his life? Because it's absolutely going to blow your mind that he lived 2 lives of chaos, and then they reckon he was murdered. But yeah, Ali Sissoko, another stinker. Jeez, Crim's coming out with the good stinkers. But there we go. Right, on to the next piece of news. On to the next piece of news. Oh yeah, he had real bad gambling issues as well. J. Lloyd Samuel, like horrendous debts. Horrendous debts. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do Morgan, Rogers, or Mcginn. Let's go with Rogers quickly because I think people are keen. But yeah, if you haven't, I genuinely recommend watching the J. Lloyd Samuel documentary. Whether it's still on Netflix, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have a quick look for people. Have a quick look. J. Lloyd Samuel on Netflix. Is it still on there? Watch The Footballer, His Wife, and the Crash. Um, yeah, if you can find it, it's this one. It's this one. Let me see if I can quickly share this post. Share this tab. Yeah, this is it. It's called The Footballer, His Wife, and the Crash. Yeah, that's the one. J. Lloyd Samuel. Okay. I strongly recommend it. I'm not going to give a plot twist. I'm not going to give away much, but so much happens in that if you can find it, it's just weird, isn't it? Just weird. Just unbelievable. Like no one at Villa had any idea about his background life in that sense. Right, let's go on to Morgan Rogers. Let's go on to Rogers. Right, this is what's come out. Initial assessments indicate that ankle injury Morgan Rogers picked up against Roma is not thought to be serious. Caution remains as further tests will take place, but as of Thursday morning, hopeful of featuring against Newcastle. Good news all round. Good news all round. Good news all around. Look, if it was bad, I think we'd have had an update. I think they would have tried to calm Villa fans down and say, look, it's not great. But he picked it up off the ball, which was the weird one. The only thing I can say is, thank goodness, we haven't got Newcastle this weekend. Thank goodness the Premier League doesn't start till next week. Because if it's this weekend, we'd have had no Morgan. So there we go. I just said it. Oh, it's not on Netflix. But yeah, I'm really happy about that. So anyone who's worried about Morgs, he's okay. He's going to be okay, people. Again, it was really strange, wasn't it? As I said, off the ball. And I think we can't have this guy out the team. I'm not even joking. I think this guy is so irreplaceable. So irreplaceable that we can't not have him in the starting 11. But look, it's precaution. We don't need to panic, and hopefully that medics team will absolutely sort him out quickly. So that's the news. But would you agree Morgan Rogers has to be in the side all the time? Someone we cannot lose. Someone has to be in the starting 11 consistently. Really does. But apparently, a bit of an update from Si. That J. Lloyd Samuel documentary is on Prime Video. I saw someone said they recorded it on. Paul said I've recorded it on ITV time ago on my Sky Q. Still got to watch it. You remind me. So yeah, Prime. If you've got Prime, check it out and let me know your thoughts when you watch it. Spurs getting Grealish. We're losing 2 anyway. We always get battered by them. Weirdly, we always play them at opening game of the season. It feels like But our Villa Park record is still intact. And that's the thing that excites me, is that we do have our beautiful Villa Park record where is it 22 or 23 games unbeaten, chat, at Villa Park? Opening day record, we're not great against them, but we did beat them at Villa Park this season. Was it 4-0, 4-1, something like that? So, yeah, this one's going to be a good matchup there. Needs to man out of needed a surgery since 2010. Still on these fixing machines. Exactly, British Smith. Exactly. You tell him. You tell him, my guy. We've got a good record against him at home. That we do. Sob on the time. I'm here for it. In fact, Villa Newcastle has a good shot of being highest scoring aggregate games in the Premier League. They are always full of goals, aren't they? They are always full of goals. It's just weird. That's next weekend, chap. That's next weekend. What's going on here? How is it next weekend? How is it next weekend? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, we do. We always use them. I think Newcastle are missing several targets very public in the Isak situation is going. I don't think Newcastle will be their usual selves. I genuinely can't see Isak featuring. Me neither. I don't think Isak will feature. I also think you have a good point, Krim. The one thing I would say about Eddie Howe, though, is he is good at building a good mentality. And you have got people, and I must admit, I don't know if you've seen it, but people like Bruno and people like Joe Linton basically stuck it to Isak publicly. Bruno and Joe Linton were like, Newcastle's my club. I know where I belong. I owe this city. I owe this club. Like, really passionate about being Newcastle players. And I think that those guys doing that publicly and saying that publicly probably is a massive testament to what Eddie Howe's built. You know, he's built that culture. He's made Bruno and Joe Linton, two Brazilian boys, feel like they are Geordies, basically. And that's what the fan base have done with them. So we'll see what's going. But I can't remember when we won on open day. It's true on that one. So Isak is in the wilderness. They probably wish they left him at the airport and not Matt Target. Do you know what I mean? They probably wish they left him at the airport and not Matt Target. But there we go. So in that sense, we'll see what happens. But as I said, thank goodness Newcastle's not this weekend, because I think Morgan Rogers wouldn't be fit and ready for that. Let's see if Morgan Rogers plays in the pre-season friendlies, though. Let's see if Morgan Rogers has a injury, is playing in the pre-season friendlies. So that's that one. Let's go to the Mcginn news then. This one's come through. Aston Villa are planning to discuss a new contract with John Mcginn amid interest from Premier League clubs. Villa want to keep him, and his current deal expires in 2027. He is considered key to the plans of Unai Emery this season. I find this story fascinating again, chap, and you're going to know, you probably already know what I'm going to say. If he is key to Unai Emery's plans, which, again, if that's what's being said, we've got to believe it, then why, oh why, and where, oh where, is he going to play? Where is he going to play? Because I like the idea of locking him in, saying, go on then, let's keep you. It's actually almost to the point where you go, I like the chat. Chat's on fire tonight. It goes to the point, right, where I would say this. We know John Mcginn is getting a little bit of interest. I don't think that's BS rumours. I think they're absolutely substantial rumours that John Mcginn is being eyed at. And Villa have looked at it and gone, do you know, that's a compliment to our captain. So you better show some respect to him and go, you're a good player. We'll sign you up. We'll extend your contract. My problem is that I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. Where does John play? And then Si goes, on the pitch, ideally. Where does my captain play? Where does my captain play? Where does he feature in this Villa side? As I said, his contract expires in 2027. So essentially, if we don't sell him this season, he would go for free next year. And that's not what Villa would do. Villa don't want to lose John McGinn on a free. So my point goes again. If we're going to give him an extension, then fine. Don't make it a big one. Don't make it a hefty one. But at the same time, I know John McGinn is Mr. Versatile. He can play, like he played right wing yesterday. He's played in a double pivot. Look at him in pre-season. If people talk about Bogard being versatile, what John McGinn is even more for me. McGinn has played in a double pivot. He's played as a right winger. He's played behind the striker. He's even played left wing. I am absolutely shocked we haven't seen a John McGinn left back cameo if Dean and Matson got injured. Like that's the next one. So I want to see John McGinn. Should we be looking to give him an extension? Is John McGinn the type of player that needs another extension to keep him at the club for another year? Or should we be looking to sell him next season, in this season, and get some profit for him? And I think I've said this. The 1-year extension gives him that rolling year. And then if we don't sell him this season, then we can sell him next season. But we can't let McGinn ever go on a free, can we? So let's see what happens with that one. My one wish this season, when we score and when we don't sit back and chill, we keep pressure on the score more. I'd love us to score 2 or 3 in 30 minutes. He's not good enough for the first team, in my opinion, right now. Agree. I think it's team coach. I think Josh agree that as a player, he's surplus. Yeah, look, if we want cheerleaders, then yeah, McGinn's that. And that's maybe a little bit harsh, but I'm going to ask you guys now. Does Amadou Onana rank higher than John McGinn in the double pivot? Who is your third choice double pivot? If it goes Kamara, Tielemans, who's next in for you? Who's next in for you? Who's next in for you? Because for me, I hate to say, I haven't even mentioned Ross Barkley because what's the point? Guy's always injured. But for me, dare I say it, Onana comes ahead of McGinn right now. Has to as well. Simply has to because he cost us £50 million. But Onana ranks higher than McGinn in the double pivot for me. So then I go to right wing. If you rank your right wingers, it goes Malen. And this is the scary thing. Who would you rather right wing, McGinn or Bailey? What's the world come to? That, in fact, asking that comment in itself shows me where Leon Bailey's at. When I'm having to ask, who would I rather right wing, Bailey or McGinn, if Malen got injured? They'll say Morgan Rogers ranks higher than both of them as well, and that's scary. Real issue on that right wing. Until we sign Evan Guaison, if that's where you're going to play him, then brilliant. Left wing, John McGinn. Is he better than Jacob Ramsey? Potentially. And then you go behind the striker. Well, it's obviously Morgan Rogers in that spot. But he's never the guy that you go, he should be starting in that position. No one has said with chess, John McGinn holds down that position. He definitely doesn't hold down the 10 spot. He definitely doesn't hold down the right wing spot. He definitely doesn't hold down double pivot. So what? Is it a shootout between him and Ramsey for left wing? McGinn is wasting on wing number 10. But again, what's the point in Emi Buendia then if McGinn's back up 10 to Rogers? And then if Asensio comes, it's just even longer for McGinn. Good for depth, but in terms of I'm not sure what he's actually really good at. Shielding the ball seems the best skill, correct. Considered key to the plans is meant to stimulate potential buyers to come in. Maybe. Marketing genius. Yeah, it was good from the old Steve Bruce. Could we say I'm in Jan and get a replacement? Exactly. I keep him as I think the mindset he instills in dressing is most likely invaluable. Oh yeah. I think again, this has been my issue. Villa's lack of leaders on the field is really starting to annoy me. I've never been a fan of goalkeepers being captains. You can't influence the referee while being a goalkeeper. right? Whether you like it or not, a captain can influence a referee. A captain can protect his players. The captain can lead by example in his performances on the pitch. A goalkeeper captain for me is just not the guy. If John McGinn is not starting enough Premier League games, then Martinez is captain. I don't like it. So I would have this man as captain. I would have this man as captain in Yuri Tillemans. I really would. Onana 3, Barkley 4. There we go. I had to say Ginny. I'm just like that. I just like that. I'm sorry, but I'll always be Ginny. Bless, bless, love that. Amadou, but it's only position Nala can play. Facts. I thought Unai at one stage was going to try and play Onana as a second striker at one point. You know how Everton played Decore in that role, and he went on a goal-scoring monster mission. I thought at one stage he was just going to go, do you know what? Double pivot's not working for you, Amadou. Let's have you as a bit of a crash ball like second striker. Let's have you flicking the ball on high up the pitch. Let's have you crashing up there. There is a part of me who watches. In fact, do you know what the best comparison I can give you? Remember Yaya Toure? Yaya Toure, when he was signed from Barcelona, was seen as this really slow defensive midfielder. Doesn't get forward much. Bloody hell, Man City unleashed the beast. Yaya Toure became a steamrolling machine, and that Yaya was one of the best Yayas. I think that Onana, for me, could be the guy. Why does Mcginn begin? Okay, Bailey going to be good this season. On what grounds, AVFC? Because he needs to get rid of his voodoo that he's got over him. He's got some sort of voodoo over him. Bailey's got some sort of curse and voodoo over him. Because this guy looks like he's absolutely been hypnotized, possessed, forgotten how to, cursed. 30 million, which is similar. I always throw my own brain. It's true. Yuri Skipper, absolutely. Good evening, Freedom. Good to see you in here. Guys, make sure you are running up the lights for me as well. I'd appreciate it. He's one of our midfielders, consistent, not contributing enough goals and assists. Yeah. With the amount of people injuries and Arnold and Kamara have, then McGinn is the man to cover. If we get in a situation again, and this is where I'm going to get pissed off, if we get in a situation where we are left with 2 double pivots because we're having injuries, and that worries me about Amadou, his injuries. He's got to have an injury-free season for me. Yeah, great match against Roma. It really was. It really was. I enjoyed that. The capabilities there, McGinn will never contribute enough GA. Okay, how much are we taking there? If Everton came in or Newcastle came in with a legit bid for John McGinn, what would you genuinely say? Can't turn that one down. We've got to sell our captain. What money would you actually have to go to with John McGinn and go, as much as I love the bloke, we can't say no to that price. We're never going to get that again. For me, I think 30 million for John McGinn is the price where I shake hands. I go, thank you. I think that's great. I don't think you'll ever get that type of money again from again. Big up to Potaz. Hope you're well. Yeah, I agree, Ant. We have a friendly this weekend against Marseille. First, I think. Marseille, which would be interesting. They've got some good players. Aubameyang and Greenwood also play for them, so some old Premier League connections. Amadou is lightweight, yeah, he needs to get on the weights. 30 mil, McGinn 25, 28, 30. Onana goes down in pain 2 to 3 times a game. He does. He gets whacked a little bit, doesn't he? But for me, he's got to have an injury-free season. He's got to be fit, ready, and available for Unai. Because again, it's a 50 million outlay on 140k a week. Simply cannot have a player on the sidelines again with those type of injuries. Yeah, a lot of you are saying around the 30 mark. We need to have someone. See, we keep getting linked to that. Again, the strong rumours are coming out. The Galatasaray central midfielder. I forgot his name. Gabriel Sara. That apparently is someone that we are constantly being linked to as a central midfielder. Ah, facts, Gary. That's a fact. I'm just talking Canadian dollars. We need two good 11s next season. Many games Thursday and Sunday. There'll be a place for Mcginn there. That's true, and that's the thing. Actually, what I'm intrigued to see: how is Unai Emery going to fare up? I believe Thursday nights. Okay, chat. Genuine question here. Actually, this is a really good debate. How are we going to approach the Europa League and Premier League? Are we going to be rotating our squads? Or can you see Unai playing the same sort of 11 on a Thursday night and doing the same on a Sunday with one or two changes? How much does he trust his squad? Because there are some dusty sides we're going to play in the Europa League in that group stage format. Is he willing to give Bogard, Barkley, Bailey, Mcginn minutes? Are we going to run and burn out some of our players? Look at Yuri Tillemans. Mr. Available last season. Available. What's the workload going to be like on the squad? That would be interesting for me. Is Maddison out for the season? I've also heard Spurs are looking to get rid of Richarlison as well. But yeah, the guy from Palace. Buendia, Europa League specialist. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Let's move on to Mr. Emi Buendia. There is some hype around this guy. Some people love overhyping him. I wonder if I can show the free kick. So, do you reckon I'll be able to show his free kick again? No, I may not. I might not do that. But I'll leave it. I was going to show the clip of his goal. All right, let's go on to the Emi Buendia. Now, there is one fan account on social media who absolutely loves propping Emi Buendia. Like, absolutely loves propping him up. And that is AVFC Faithful. Absolutely loves giving this guy prop. And I'll just show you some of his posts. This is the prop. And this is no slander, but this is what I'm seeing on social media a lot. I'm going to say it. Some may disagree, but I love watching Emi Buendia play football. Personally, for me, I don't get it. He's not someone I sit back and go, talent. I love watching that guy. No, that's Morgan Rogers and Watkins for me. Buendia is not a name that rolls off my tongue, and I say that. The reality is, though, there is a player in Emi Buendia. There is a talent. There is someone who basically you can see there's a rawness about him. And like, even there, as I said, like the prop on social media for this guy, he's giving him props everywhere. I'm thinking, what's going on? What's going on there? So let's talk Emi Buendia. Let's talk Emi Buendia. And this is the statement coming out. Buendia scores a wonderful free kick to make it 1-0 after Watkins was fouled, which was a really good free kick. Emery does see value in Buendia and not opposed to him staying. Okay. So, remember Emi Buendia before he went on loan? Okay, and I want to come back and remind people of the situation of Emi Buendia. Okay, because we had the same vibe last season. We had the same vibe last season about Emi Buendia. Okay, and this is how much he was valued. This is how much he was valued. Just get a stats. By Unai Emery last season. Yeah. Sure. Okay. This is what Buendia was valued at last season by Unai Emery. Let's just remember, this is what our manager thought of him last season. What's going to change? Okay, what is going to change with Emi Buendia? What's going to change? Because let's be real here. What's going to change? Premier League last season, Emi Buendia, 12 appearances, of which he had 89 minutes. 89 minutes. And then he goes to Bundesliga and plays 252. Unai Emery gave him 89 minutes in the Premier League. Like, I just keep asking that question. What is going to change? And all 12 of those appearances came with no starts. Again, Champions League, 5 substitute appearances. 1 start. So when I'm having this Emi Buendia prop, fair, talented, technical, something about him. But if we go off the basis that Unai Emery didn't rate him last season, and he gave him 12 substitute appearances in the Premier League, a yellow card, and 89 minutes, what's changing this year? And this is where Emi Buendia's downfall is. And you can argue black and blue with me here. Emi Buendia can play one position. Correct me if I'm wrong. Emi Buendia can play one position, which is why John Mcginn is more valuable than Emi Buendia. Emi Buendia is a 10 or nothing. And in pre-season, he's been forced out on that left-hand side, which is fine. And that's how you want to go, you know. When Morgan Rogers and him played together, Buendia was on the left. But at the end of the day, how does Emi Buendia get any more minutes? How does he get into the Villa side? No one's given me that answer yet, and that's where I'm at. Because is he Villa standard? Is he good enough? Is he best? Is he? Because if everyone can tell me he's the second best person to play in the 10 role, then I might listen to you. If we sign Marco Asensio, and that's an if, then Buendia drops in the ranks. He can't play wide left or wide right. So his only position for me is being that number 10. And I'm going to say it again. Who are you ranking? John Mcginn or Emi Buendia to play in that 10 role? He's good enough to bring on rotation for 5 or 6 teams in the league next season. He could be a good sub like Bailey if they want to stay. He's not Villa standard, but rather him over Bailey. That's the thing. That's how low Bailey is. He was given little game time, sent on loan so he could recover from injury. Yeah, I hear that. The whole loan idea was to get him more minutes. But again, can I ask the question, why did Bayer Leverkusen not get him on a permanent now? He played alone, did well. Why did they not permanently sign him? The last Premier League action he had before his 89, he got Young Player of the Year. Crazy how things changed massively. That injury has hurt and destroyed him. Buendia can make chances. He's done it before, and if given enough time on pitch, I believe he can do it again. But look, the only way Buendia's career can be resurrected at Villa is if Morgan Rogers is absolutely out for months. And then, even then, I'm saying, well, is it Mcginn behind Ollie Watkins? That's where I'm at. He's not getting into the proper starting 11. And exactly that. Didn't Buendia sign for us as a right winger, his OG position? That's the thing again. We probably haven't used him under Gerrard well enough, or didn't use him well enough under Steven Gerrard. Unai Emery wanted him in the 10 in the half space. He's had his moments. He's looked good, but he ain't better than Morgan Rogers. So we even have seen Morgan Rogers pushed out of position for Marco Asensio. But and I'm not dissing Buendia, he has quality, he has attributes, he has a talent. But this propping of Buendia, it's like people are suggesting they want to see him start and play more. And I'm saying, okay, for who though? For who? Always will be my question. Because I think Aston Villa 11 is very easy and predictable to name, bar one or two. I think the Aston Villa 11 is one of the easiest 11s to name, bar one or two. We all know at the moment the front four is Watkins, Ramsey, Rogers, Malen. That's the front four. We all know that. We know that Kamara and Tielemans hold the double pivot. We know that Emi's in goal. We know Quanza's right centre-back. We know Pau Torres is left centre-back. We know that Luca Digne or Maatsen, that's the one position, whoever, we don't care. And we know that right back is probably Matty Cash. But there could be a little twist or surprise there. The rest of the team picks itself. So the Villa starting 11 is predictable. So where does Emi Buendia come in rankings? Because in that team, I've left out Onana, I've left out Mcginn, I've left out Bailey. I'm not even putting the new signing yet. Let's put Guaisond in there. So that's 4 attacking midfielders, attackers. And then let's add Buendia. He didn't get on the pitch. And Unai Emery has said that through his actions last season. Unai Emery has said that with this actions. 12 substitute appearances, 89 minutes. I don't want anything about injuries. I don't want any excuses. Emi Buendia was fully fit between August and December. Yeah? So, I don't think Unai rates him. I don't think Unai knows how to get him in the team either. He could be our backup 7. I'm just desperate for 2 rapid wingers, to be honest. And Malen is showing that. I just want to see my wingers and wide men attack. Can you show the stat on Bailey? Do you want Leon Bailey stat? Oh, it'd be disgusting. I'll get that up in a second. I don't care if everyone knows who we're going to play. Just go out there and play to your abilities. Yeah, but I think it's a good thing. I actually think it's a good thing that you can name a consistent 11. The most successful sides are the team that you can say the same 11 over and over again. Because it means there's stability, it means they're performing well, and it means that things are good. And I'm happy for us to keep playing that same 11. Right, Leon Bailey career stats. You don't want to see Bailey's, but I'm going to put it up. Can we hit the like button? Absolutely do smash the like button. Guaisond will be starting 11 once he's settled in. Agree. The Arsenal Invincible team, you can pick that team every week. No one beat them all season. No, I'm saying it's a good thing. I want to see a predictable Villa 11. I do. Look, it talks about the fact that we have good depth, and that does show we have good depth. I like that. What I don't like about Buendia is how small he is. He's easy muscled off the ball. Yeah, it's true. I'm going to get the Bailey stats up now. Yeah, but we're competing all cuts, we need rotation. So, again, if we're going off Unai Emery, and we're going off our manager, this guy rarely likes to rotate. He was putting out the same 11 on a Thursday night and playing the same 11 on a Sunday. Unai Emery, for me, doesn't like to rotate. He'll rotate the left back position. He'll rotate one attacking player, but the rest, I think he likes a solid team. He's a bit like my mindset of play the same boys. But you got Freedom Fighter. Right, here's Leon Bailey stats if you want to have a look at the detailed breakdown of this guy again. You know, we're looking at Buendia. I think that one of Buendia or Bailey stays. I think one of these stays, Buendia or Bailey. So Bailey, 24 Premier League games, 1 goal, 2 assists. 1,144 minutes. Go to the detailed. Let's see how many substitute appearances Bailey had. So Bailey had 12 starts. Bailey had 12 starts last season. Yeah, Bailey had 12 starts and 10 sub appearances. Dusty from him. Dusty. Not looking good. So, in a world where one of them stays and one of them goes, we'll see how that unravels. But just exactly. I believe there's something in Buendia. I remember beating Arsenal to sign. I think that injury damaged the career. 100%. Just like people would say the same about Jacob Ramsey. He's had too many injuries, potentially ruined him. Injuries can ruin players like that. Injuries can ruin players like that. But this is where I'll come back to where I'm at. What standards are we at? Where are we at? Are we okay with mediocre, average Premier League players? Or are we trying to look for players who are going to get us into the Champions League? Right now, Bailey and Buendia don't give me those vibes. Bailey and Buendia are Steven Gerrard signings. Let's remember this with the Jack Grealish money. Bailey and Buendia are Jack Grealish replacements. They've been on that journey. It's now time to get rid. It's now time to get rid. Time to move on from Leon and Emi. Time to move on. And it's as simple as that. They're the type of signings that if Villa were looking to stay up in the Premier League, if Villa were looking to finish mid-table, I'll go, yeah. But we're looking to get this Champions League football. You ain't going to do that with Buendia and Bailey, guys. So that's what I'm sort of saying is this Buendia love. I hear it. I think again there's a sentiment to him because of his injuries and people felt bad for him and a likable guy, likable character. But let's get and retune ourselves again. We want Champions League football. They're not contributing to that. Ant says the Grealish money was spent so poorly. Yeah, on reflection now, it really was. We're on the upset of Josh Brink, quality Brent. Yeah, they are the dross now. They are. Financial restrictions are limiting us. Crap. Ideal world is gone with bringing an improved player, but it's not an ideal world. Exactly. So let's wait and see. I think Emi Buendia will be in amongst the Premier League squads in August, and that's it. He could go have another blinder. He could go have another blinder on the weekend and really catch Unai Emery's attention and happy days. But I just don't think the club can hold both Buendia and Bailey anymore. One needs to go. Seriously, one needs to go now. And if I had to really choose, I think as much as I hate saying this, I'm more willing to let Buendia go because I still think we lack a bit of wingers. And I just feel like Bailey's more likely to play more minutes, as you saw with those stats last season, than Buendia is. So let's see how Unai goes about it. But yeah, nothing too much to talk about, guys. Of course, we are getting closer to more action, more pre-season friendlies. We obviously play Marseille on Saturday, the 9th of August, and then we have Villarreal on Sunday, the 10th of August. So back-to-back games, 9th and 10th of August. Who knows what's going to happen with that? I have no idea how we're doing the squads. I've got a strange feeling one side is going to be the reserves. So I think Illing Jr., Hemmings, Jamoa, Buendia. Those boys, Bogard, are going to play. I think my judgment is this. I think that the weekend's games are to get 90 minutes in the tank for two sides. One in Marseille, one in Villarreal. Interesting which one's going to be the weaker Villa side. Um, I don't think, or do you think we'll go mixed? Do you know what? In fact, I'd be really disappointed if we mix teams up. I reckon it's got to be cutthroat. I actually reckon he's got to be cutthroat, Unai, and go, right, this is like my Premier League Newcastle team / squad. Oh, and this is the lads who aren't quite making it. What we'll probably see is 2 mixed 11s, and there we go. But I genuinely love it if Unai goes, right. Those of us playing on against Newcastle on Saturday, you're going to Marseille. Those of you who are not going to be in my plans, you're going to Villarreal. So it's an absolute gamble for the fans who are going. You're either going to see the good Villa or the stinking Villa. But I don't think that'll happen. I think he'll keep the pairings. So he'll probably put Powell and Consa on one team. He'll put Tillemans and Kamara on one team. He'll put Bailey and Ramsey on one team. He'll put Dean and Cash on one team. So like he'll build the partnerships in that sense, and we'll see how that one plays out. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, big up to the chat. We are going to wrap up here. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the show today. Really enjoyed your contributions. As always, the chat has been on fire. And yeah, we go again. See if anything new happens. See if anything fun happens. And see if there's any more updates in the Villa world. People, appreciate your time out here. Take care. Have a good one. I'm out of here. And up the bloody Villa. And yeah, enjoy your... What is it? Thursday. It's a bloody Thursday today. Enjoy your Thursday night. We'll see you till tomorrow. And yeah, the Championship, EFL Championship is back tomorrow. Birmingham City play Ipswich Town. Come on, Ipswich. Come on, the Tractor Boys. Yeah, but I'm out of here. We're bouncing. Ta-da, people. Ta-da.